Margot Morrell is a historian.
I'm very impressed by the historical research that she's done, the passion that she has demonstrated over the course of all these years.
Margot Morrell is an internationally known best-selling author.
The book is exciting.
Margot Morrell is a world-famous motivational speaker on leadership.
The surprising truth about great leadership is that it's actually pretty simple. Does that sound too good to be true?
She is an avid student of leadership, and she knows how to connect the dots.
What I do in my talk on the subject is boil leadership down into 4 crucial points that people can immediately start applying in their own lives.
Really aligned with my own professional experience.
Margot Morrell is making her mark on the lecture circuit. She is the world's foremost authority on Sir Ernest Shackleton, whose leadership style is still being emulated almost a century after his death.
In Shackleton, we see the leader that we all want to be, because Shackleton is about courage in the face of adversity. He's about determination against all odds. He's about working well with others and grace under pressure, and a flat-out refusal to ever give up hope, no matter what the circumstances.
Margot Morrell's book, entitled Shackleton's Way, details how Shackleton saved the lives of the 27 men who were stranded with him in the Antarctic for almost 2 years.
I found the book a page-turner. I mean, it's a potboiler. It's got so much going on, it's leadership on every single page.
His heroic leadership has become the model for modern-day crisis management and leadership.
Great leadership is a matter of 4 crucial skills, and those are leading by example, communicating effectively, keeping up morale, and maintaining a positive attitude.
There's nothing better than having the actual person who wrote and went through the experience share that with us.
Amazing. It was very good, very informative, and very enlightening.
Margot Morrell's book has been on the New York Times Business Bestsellers list and has received the highest praise from Business Week, the Seattle Times, and the Boston Globe. Margot Morrell has appeared on numerous TV broadcasts as an expert on Shackleton's life and leadership.
They actually thought of themselves as ordinary men in a set of extraordinary circumstances.
Margot Morrell was consulted and also appeared on the A&E biography on Shackleton.
After 10 months stuck in the ice, the crew of the Endurance watched quietly as their ship was pulled to the bottom of the Weddell Sea.
Shackleton's standing slightly apart from the rest of them, and he turns around and looks at the faces of the men, and he says to them, "Now we'll go home."
Margot Morrell is one of the most sought-after speakers on leadership in the country today.
Margot Morrell has worked in corporate America for over 25 years, primarily at Fidelity Investments as a top-ranked investment consultant. Ms. Morrell has spoken to groups on Shackleton with a particular emphasis on his extraordinary leadership skills. Please welcome Margot Morrell.
I remember in 7th grade watching with horror as a favorite teacher lost control of the class. And I remember thinking in my little 13-year-old head, what could she or should she have done differently? And I think that triggered an interest, and sort of an analytical interest in leadership that continues to this day.
Margot Morrell motivational talks have been a sweeping success for people from coast to coast.
And yet one of the things they said about Shackleton was that he managed to always sort of lay down this basic structure of fairness and routine.
Simply awesome. I really learned a lot. I want to go back and share this with my peers because I really did get some great leadership tips.
I was feeling in a bit of a slump, like I'm stuck. And tonight was good. It helped give me the push that I needed to get out the ice.
Shackleton's legacy to us is his extraordinary example of outstanding leadership in the face of disaster. He maintained a good relationship with each crew member. And that's how he got the best out of every member of his team, and not just to select 1 or 2.
companies and people are looking for people that can talk from the heart about leadership skills.
Margot has taken real life examples of how you lead in tough situations, and maybe not as climatically challenged conditions we're leading in today, but certainly a tough business and economic environment. And Margot's skills that she's taught to our folks will help them in their everyday jobs. So it's really exciting.
Shackleton is intent on, everybody has to be cooperating, which we're talking about Ivan Seidenberg sort of having that feeling today in the telecom industry and what you're all going through. I need everyone's cooperation. And he came back and he just let McNeish have it, and supposedly he threatened to shoot him if it didn't. So that was pretty drastic. I don't think Ivan's done that yet.
So my question on reading and doing research on him, what was his own, opinion on himself? How did he view himself? And did he think he was a great leader?
Well, he thought of himself as a leader because he does occasionally say, in fact, he actually says, going back to your point, one of the penalty of leadership is loneliness. I love talking to the audience. It's so thrilling to see them connect with the story and come away inspired by this tremendous story and this great man. I've always been waiting for somebody to ask me. I really wanted somehow or other to make a contribution to humanity.
Margot Morrell, historian, author, and motivational speaker, your source for the timeless leadership lessons of Shackleton's Way.